What if we could track every tree in a country in real time? With such information, we could address the conflicting goals of timber production, biodiversity protection, and ecosystem services such as carbon sequestration simultaneously. I'm Kostensalo, and I'm building a digital twin of boreal forests with an explicit focus on biodiversity. The fundamental problem with this effort is no one truly knows what biodiversity is. However, there's a consensus that it relates to variation in tree size, species, and the spatial arrangement. And any of the established biodiversity indicators could be calculated if we had the location, height, diameter, species, and volume of each tree. So I decided to do exactly that and twin the whole forest. Using remote sensing data, specifically airborne laser scanning and aerial images, we can create a three-dimensional model of the forest canopy from which we can algorithmically detect the trees. Now, this isn't a new idea, and the problem is you only tend to find the largest trees. About half of all trees in managed forest and only about 1/3 in unmanaged forest. But not only are the trees you find unrepresentative with respect to size, they're also unrepresentative with respect to species as well as the spatial arrangement. And this is borderline disastrous for mapping biodiversity. By strategic application of 100% natural organic intelligence, instead of that no good artificial stuff, we've created an unbelievably computationally efficient way to correct for the size, species, and spatial distribution at once. By utilizing field-measured trees, which we have thousands upon thousands of, we can see which trees the algorithm finds, which ones it misses, and create a bucket of these undetected trees. Now, using these undetected trees and some clever statistics, we can compensate for the missing trees, as well as for the occasional false detection, in locations where field measurements aren't readily available, thus solving the issue at its root. There's absolutely no reason to waste a small country's worth of electricity on deep learning when the trees we're looking for either reach the canopy and are completely obvious, or don't, and are in no way visible in the images we're supposed to use to train our models on. So, we start with remote sensing data, map all the trees, and now you're free to calculate whatever diversity index you want. Or an economic one. I've already applied this for several test regions in both Finland and Norway, with the largest one spanning over 3,000 square kilometers, containing 110 million trees. That one took me less than a day on a standard issue government laptop. We already have the necessary data to start applying this across Finland, and soon, with some help from our international collaborators, for the boreal zone more widely. Thank you.